For freedom, Congress signed deals with British, but swayamsevaks signed their death warrants. Congress wanted power, communists wanted chaos, but Hedgewarji wanted only one thing, that is Bharat Mata's freedom. Hedgewarji delivered fiery anti-British speeches. The masses started chanting, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. For an RSS ideologue, prison was not a punishment. It was a badge of honor. Badge of honor. Congress fought with political interest, but RSS focused on national interest, building discipline, shaping character, and strengthening cultural unity. That is RSS. Hoisting the national flag led the charge. He was arrested, tried and sentenced to death. On the gallows before the rope tightened, he smiled and said, Bharat Mata ki jai. Congress and communists say RSS never fought for India's independence. But is this true? Or a deliberate lie to defame nationalist forces? Let us check some facts today. Who founded the RSS? Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgewar. But wait, do you know what he was doing before RSS? That's very important to know. Between 1910 and 16 in Calcutta, Hedgewarji was doing medicine. Like many, he did not choose a life of comfort, rather he chose a path of danger. He joined the Revolutionary Anusheelana Samiti, the secret underground network fighting the British rule. Under the codename Cocaine, he involved in distributing arms, carrying confidential letters, circulating secret literature, and connected Bengal revolutionaries with freedom fighters in Nagpur. What I want to say is, Congress wanted power, communists wanted chaos, but Hedgewarji wanted only one thing, that is Bharat Mata's freedom. Friends, before we go deeper, if you believe this truth must reach every Indian, like this video and share this video aggressively, and especially with these pseudo-intellectuals and pseudo-seculars, because educating them is more important than anything. Now let us check the other facts. Do you know that the Hedgewarji was deeply inspired by Lokmanya Tilak's call for Swaraj? He also worked with Bipin Chandrapal, the father of revolutionary thought and a top leader of the Swadeshi movement. In 1916 and 18, Hedgewarji supported Annie Besant's Home Rule movement. In 1920, he played a vital role at Congress Nagpur session. Later he also joined Gandhi's non-cooperation movement. This is clearly mentioned in Bipin Chandrapal's book, Communism in Modern India, page number 322. And yes, Hedgewarji derived inspiration from Rabindranath Tagore, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Veera Savarkar, Chittaranjan Das, Ashwini Kumar Datta, and many more such tall personalities. Now you tell me, such a legend's idea of RSS can ever stay away from freedom struggle? They wrote Nehru in textbooks, but erased Hedgewarji, Savarkarji, Boseji, and many more such tall figures who sacrificed their life for freedom. So isn't this the betrayal of our history? The year was 1921 May. The non-cooperation movement was at its peak. At Katol and Bharatwada, Hedgewarji delivered fiery anti-British speeches. Speeches were so powerful that the masses started chanting Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Bharat called it patriotism, but British called it sedition. Arrested, sentenced, 1 full year of rigorous imprisonment at Ajani jail in Nagpur. The year was 1930 July. Bharat was rising again through the civil disobedience movement. In Nagpur, the British banned public gatherings. They thought fear would silence the Indians, but Dr. Ji disobeyed the British orders and led the movement from the front. The white supremacy panicked and arrested him again. This time, 9 months behind bars, Akola jail. But the voice of freedom could not be jailed, because for an RSS ideologue, prison was not a punishment. It was a badge of honor. Badge of honor. Think about it. A young doctor, he could have lived in comfort, but instead, he chose the prison for Bharat Mata's freedom. A committed member in Anusheelana Samiti, worked with stalwarts of freedom struggle, being jailed multiple times. So, now you ask yourself, if this is not the freedom struggle, then what is it? Friends, if you want me to bring more such untold truths, subscribe the channel, share this video with every nationalist. So, why don't we hear Hedgewar's name with Nehru, Gandhi and others? The truth is simple and straightforward. Because Dr. Ji's vision was very different. He realized true independence means not just replacing rulers, It means awakening the society. He always had the conviction that the British may go today or tomorrow, but if Indians remain unawakened and disorganized, the same foreign rule and dominance would return in new forms. That was his strong belief. That's why in 1925 he founded RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevaks Sangh, not for politics, not for power, but only to build strong and organized Bharat. Congress chased seats, chased power, but RSS built selfless leaders who devoted only to Bharat Mata. Congress fought with political interest, but RSS focused on national interest, building discipline, shaping character, and strengthening cultural unity. That is RSS. Friends, picture abhi baki hai. The pampered pets of Congress, to mislead people, often say RSS stayed away from freedom struggle. RSS stayed away from freedom struggle. But here are the facts. In 1930 civil disobedience movement, Dr. G himself urged Swayamsevaks to join the fight, and many were jailed for fighting the British. In 1942, Bharat rose again with single demand: quit India, and Swayamsevaks from Wardha, Nagpur, Chandrapur, and from many other places marched into this struggle, and once again jailed for Bharat's freedom. See the real difference between Congress and RSS. For freedom, Congress signed deals with British, but Swayamsevaks signed their death warrants. So please comment who actually made the freedom struggle. We all know Bhagat Singh, but how many of us know Hemu Kalani? A Swayamsevak, a young lion of Sindh, just 19 years old, planned to derail a train carrying British troops. Unfortunately caught, brutally tortured to reveal the names of his comrades, but he refused. On 21st January 1943, he was hanged. His last words: down with British imperialism. Dada Naik, era of Chamor. The revolt of Chamor shook the British. Dada Naik, another Swayamsevak, seizing the police stations, hoisting the national flag, led the charge. He was arrested, tried and sentenced to death. On the gallows before the rope tightened, he smiled and said, Bharat Mata ki Jai. That was RSS courage, and the same is the spirit even today. Do you know the lives of Devipad, Chaudhary, Jagatpati, Kumar? Patna, August 11, 1942. These Swayamsevaks rushed to hoist Tricolor flag on the British Secretariat. The British opened fire. Bullets pierced their chests, shot again and again, yet they did not stop. These are not stories, these are the lives given for Bharat Mata. But for decades, these pseudo-seculars and pseudo-intellectuals misled all of us with false narratives. But Bharat is waking up now. The truth cannot be buried anymore. What I want to say is, RSS did not fight for headlines, it fought for Hindutva. RSS did not shout slogans for publicity, it shed sweat and blood silently for freedom. If shouting slogans was a freedom struggle, then yes, Congress did it. But if dying for the tricolor flag was freedom struggle, only RSS did it. So when these pseudo-seculars and pseudo-intellectuals ask you where was RSS in freedom struggle, tell them RSS was in villages, in the shakas, in the revolts, in the jails, and yes, on the gallows too. This is the answer, this is the truth. RSS was there, not for politics, not for power, but for Dharma and Desh. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
भारत माता की